This week's episode is brought to you by the Dixon City Fire Company Photo Productions, where you can go and get the whole family portrait. Get that thing, love it, live it, take the family portrait.
Make everybody look good, except for one person.
Except one man.
And this week's special is, if you bring in 3 good-looking people and 1 ugly person, they'll throw in the free paper bag with the eye and mouth hole cut out for you, so...
And they'll throw 2 pictures in for free.
Keyword Caswell.
Damn, dude.
I hate you all.
You guys are fucking
Right? I'm Tony Kaz.
I'm Sparky.
Tommy D.
And for today, we got Will on the phone. Say hi.
What up?
Maryland Will, what's up with you?
Well, we all know what Maryland Will does.
Hey, speaking of Bankman, how about that?
Yeah,
Bankman.
you dude, it's the perfect time to bust out the picture of Will with the Bankman
It
shirt.
is.
I'm gonna get a Winston
Yes,
jacket.
sir.
Oh, Bankman, how we miss
The
him.
power of awesome. There was a train.
High
There was
five.
there was a sound and lights. I think it was a train. When he gets hit, little Mickey.
I'm excited for this movie.
Oh, so am I, man.
Oh
So
my gosh.
excited.
You know what, guys? We're gonna talk about it. We'll just jump right in. Comic-Con Brazil, for this past weekend, I should say, came out with some great trailers. Included in that, Ghostbusters. How exciting is that? Go ahead.
Very exciting. I've been waiting for this, like a true Ghostbusters
Aficionado.
sequel. Not to talk shit about that remake that they did with the ladies. Like, it
Not
has
even
nothing
Chris
to do
Helmsworth
with-
can save that movie, though.
Exactly, it has nothing to do with the fact that it was women. It was just a terrible movie.
It had nothing to do with the story. It had nothing to do with
You
continuation.
lost the Facebook feed.
Ah!
Hold on, we're going into...
Well,
freaking
first
little
off-
mission.
Your wife.
Yeah,
First
she
off-
probably shut it off. She's like, "You're talking about the family."
She unplugged the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
The live went down.
Yeah.
The question is, right, is when the wife kicks you out, are we still able to run the podcast here? Like, we still meet up and run live? Is she going to allow you, is that inside the discussion of the divorce? Is at least the rental of the dining room?
The old lady shut off the internet on us. So here we are back again. We're on the Podguyz Podcast live.
This is all going on because of the family portrait issue.
She's like, "How dare you talk about the family portrait?"
Like, how come Dad's never done any more of the family portraits? Well, he waits outside, honey. He makes sure that the car's warm.
He broke way too many cameras.
He makes sure that the car's warm. Mommy, it's July. It's 102. He makes sure that the car's cool. The car's cool.
Definitely.
But anyways, back to Will about the Ghostbusters movie.
So, Will, talk about some Ghostbusters. Let's do it.
So, not to talk trash about the remake or the reboot that they did a few years ago, where it was the all female Ghostbusters cast. It was just poorly written. It had nothing to do with the original movies. They had Bill Murray in the movie for a split second. Then they murdered him off like it was Zombieland. And it was just such a bad movie. And whoever said that, Chris Hemsworth, he didn't help the movie at all. It was awful.
That was me.
First off, right, as a Ghostbusters fan, right, I wasn't a big fan of the female continuation, but how they linked some of the characters was pretty, I thought, going off what Will said, which is kind of true, Egon does tie them into the original Ghostbusters story.
Yes.
Because he is still Egon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Bill Murray and, you had the main ones, but Dan Aykroyd's character was funny when he shows up in the taxi cab.
Yeah.
For anyone that didn't watch it, you should go watch it. But the cameos are what made that movie for me. I probably could have watched more Bill Murray, but I'm a big Bill Murray guy. I've watched Bill Murray movies that are super weird. Did you ever see Broken Flowers? Is it Broken Flowers where he goes to try and find his kid? He finds out that he has a kid, and he goes to all these different women that he had relationships with.
No, one of his better movies is a movie that a lot of people never saw because it was actually nominated for Academy Award. Lost in Translation, where he was the actor that went over to Japan and he met up with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, but he wasn't really acting. He really does that. Like he'll just go somewhere. He shows up at weddings.
Dude, I hear some weird stuff.
Yeah.
And if you actually watch, there's a Netflix special right now. It's Things That You Didn't Know in Movies, I think it's called. And it comes with like Gremlins, Ghostbusters.
I watched that Home Alone.
Oh my god, I'm gonna punch this thing entirely. All right. So, anyways, just we'll go into it anyways.
Home Alone.
No, that's stupid reconnection.
No, I'm saying Home Alone 2 was in it, right? It was like, are you talking about when dude, Ghostbusters was rewritten, filmed?
Well, it actually wasn't even supposed to be
CGI?
Ghostbusters.
No.
Because Ghostbusters was actually taken by another show. It was supposed to be Ghost Breakers.
Yes.
Well, they filmed everything twice.
Yes, they filmed everything twice. They ran into everything.
No, there's one thing that they didn't refilm, and it was
the Stay Puft Marshmallow.
not the Stay Puft. It was when they were chanting Ghostbusters. It was when they were chanting Ghostbusters.
When they chanted Ghostbusters in front of the hotel, he had called.
He had on the phone.
He had him on the phone.
To get Ghostbusters.
Yeah, we
So
have to
listen
get
this.
We have to get this movie.
And
And they were contemplating that because they were sitting on it for a while, and they were talking about the amount of money that it was gonna cost them to get the name.
What about that guy though who greenlit the movie and then later on was the guy in the charge of the other studio that owned the rights to Ghostbusters? Well, I never knew that in my life.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
So you must have watched it.
Yeah,
you must
it's
have watched
a
it too.
crazy documentary.
I love the.
How about Will? You're a Ghostbuster guy, right?
Yes, sir.
How about when they originally shot the movie, right? When you would have the Stay Puft, anything with CGI wasn't completed yet, so when you watch the movie, all you would see is CGI goes here. It would cut out blank. So like you didn't see like when they open up the refrigerator and see all that stuff in it. You just see the refrigerator open and whatever happens. You don't know until you see it. So it looks scarier. You know, like I mean, it's a crazy. Like I think they filmed everything in 10 months, and they didn't know if what's his name was going to be in it until the day of Bill Murray. So he just showed up on set.
Because Bill Murray was so flaky when it came to actually starring in movies. He never signed a contract.
They didn't know when he was going to show up. One day was starting, and they actually started filming for the first hour. Next thing you know, here comes Bill Murray. I'm here, and they're like. They didn't know that Bill Murray. They didn't know that Bill Murray's even going to show up. They're like, okay, let's just start shooting the movie, and here comes Bill Murray just walking. He's hi.
He stole he didn't steal, but he ended up saying a lot of those lines were written for
very
Winston.
improvised.
But a lot of them were written like Winston was supposed to get slimed.
Yeah,
Winston was supposed to do a lot of stuff.
Winston's character is supposed to be more developed than what it was.
You know who Winston was originally supposed to be? Who Bill Murray's character was supposed to be? Was Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah.
Eddie Murphy and John Belushi.
Yeah.
And I never knew this, but they said that they wanted Slimer to be
more Belushi-like.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And he didn't even do anything. He just said, I pictured Belushi, and this is what I came up with. They were like, oh, we love it, and he didn't even change anything. That's a good document. That's a really good film.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one, what I saw that was crazy if you watch Netflix too, is the one about the toys that changed us, and it was about wrestling figures and stuff like that. How they went with the big...
I didn't see that one.
The big rubber, wrestling figures, how they started off. And when it started off, the WWE contract was $25,000 or something like that they paid. And then when bigger other wrestling companies came in, it ended up being $5-10 million to get the rights for the fit. It ended up blowing up. It's crazy when you see stuff like that. Pogs.
Tony's gonna take a picture, but he's gonna edit through the time we've been blacked out on camera.
Yeah.
When Tom talks, gonna be a picture of Tom. It's like, hey, there we go. We're back on camera again.
It is what it is.
I freaking hate
Facebook's banning us. We just have too many people. We're sucking up the bandwidth over there in Facebook land.
What it is we're becoming too big for them. That's what it is.
His wife has paid someone to hack.
Yeah,
Hacking
that's
the
what it
system.
is. Yeah.
It's the Ukraines.
By hacking, I mean she's unplugging the Wi-Fi.
She's doing it on her phone.
Yes.
We're not getting into that.
It's the Ukraines. I'm telling you, it's the Ukraines.
Dude, it's all been going on since you unplugged the Roomba or whatever you have in there. That's
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
It's been sucking up the bandwidth.
Yeah, everything's so smart.
Bastards.
But
The machines are taking over.
what other movies were you more interested in seeing though?
Well, I mean, to
Is there
finish
anything?
it out.
Is there anything more interesting than Ghostbusters 2020?
Wonder Woman 84 didn't
Will?
look too
Wonder
bad.
Woman, Wonder Woman looks pretty good.
Wonder
But
Woman.
it's not Ghostbusters.
No, but it is Wonder Woman though.
Sorry, it's still not Ghostbusters.
And-
Wonder Woman.
I'm still trying to figure out how they're bringing Chris Pine's character back in.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I actually heard a really good rumor / spoiler today, but we'll talk about it after the show
Oh, okay.
because I don't really want to ruin it.
Okay. Yeah, but
It has something to do with the villain, and you'll have to think back to Jessica Jones.
I was thinking about that already. Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of like the way she rides the lightning though on the lasso though.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Still no invisible jet yet. Though she's just riding lightning. No invisible
Okay,
jet.
I know what you're talking about.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying now.
Yep. I know exactly where he's going.
Yeah.
That'd be very disappointing.
Yeah, I know. That's the story of life right there.
I don't like that.
Yeah. It was either that or they're gonna talk about time travel of some sort. And,
Oh boy, here
leaving-
comes
Because Marvel opened up the door on time travel, and DC, you know what? They're late to the party. Always, man. Always late to the party.
No, dude, you wanna know what happened, right? Is they had the idea, right, to where Superman was the original like superhero movie. Like that's the original thing that like changed. You know, like that's kind of when times changed. Like that's when movies became movies. You know what I mean? What's his name was Superman.
Well,
You know,
Yeah.
so like when they took a serious kind of tone with that, like if DC was to have done what Marvel did, if they had the mindset to be able to establish it later, it would still be carrying on because like if they did at the end of like a Superman movie, the Justice League was tied in, and then they broke off, and Batman was more serious with Michael Keaton, and this one was more serious. Like
Yeah.
you know, like if there was more character depth to what it is, like the Turtles. Like everyone grew up with the Turtles just being this cartoon campy, but like in reality they're like cutting people up in the actual cartoons
Oh, yeah.
and chopping people.
Yeah,
like it's not pizza eating,
Yeah.
rat talking. Like, they were ninjas. Like they were doing stuff.
Straight up ninjas. If they had an rated R version Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, dude, I'd be all over it.
Yeah,
That'd be really, really nice.
and that's what it is. Like that's really what it started off as. But then
Yeah.
they're like, listen, like kids will like it if you name them after these artists. So we'll name them Michelangelo and down. Like
Yeah.
it is what it is. It could have been different.
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like think of how good. Like when you're talking about remaking movies and they're on this sequel and they're on a reboot of Charlie's Angels and they rebooted
a
this
reboot of what?
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah,
or-
we went over that a couple weeks ago. We're not talking about that movie ever again.
Ugh.
No, but any of these reboots, like when you have these reboots, right? Like how come you don't reboot something like some of those movies? Like those are the ones that I would like to see rebooted.
Well, they were talking about rebooting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one more time, but after they did that, I can't even call it a live-action remake because they did a live-action remake Ninja Turtle,
Oh yeah.
which was the latest incarnation of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TMNT, and it was not necessarily a box office bomb, but I don't think it did well.
No, but like some of like right at that time period, like it would have been cool to see a lot more. How can I say like remaking of those types? Like where could CGI take some of the movies that were in the 80s?
Oh
Because
yeah.
the 80s like had
Yeah.
better scripts.
Oh yeah.
It just didn't have enough CGI to go with the script. You know what I mean? Like
True.
whatchamacallit kind of
That's true.
kind of changed the game. Like Indiana Jones and even Jurassic Park like took everything to a new level.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jurassic Park was a movie that took every